Hey, how y'all doing? So how do you choose the right diet, to support your health and fitness goals? Well, I tried a few and there are some key principles. You've got all sorts of different types of diet. You've got the low carb, keto, you've got the sort of high carb, low fat for kind of traditional bodybuilding. You've got a balanced mix of the two. You've got paleo, you've got all these, you've got vegan, you've got all these different vegetarian, all these different types of diet. And whatever diet you choose, I think there's some key principles. So I'd always say, if you're looking to sort of change your body composition, build some muscle, if you're a guy or a girl or whatever, you're looking to tone up, I would definitely, number one, focus on protein. So you've got to get the right amount of protein and make that a priority. And then whether you go high carb, low fat, you're going to have to try these things. I've done both. I actually perform very well on a low carb diet, and there's many reasons for that. The second key thing is you've got to look at the overall calories. So you want to keep your protein high according to your needs. So if you think about it from a guy's perspective, it's something like 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. So if you think about that, calculate the calories in that, and then you top up with whether you're going high carb or low fat or high fat, low carb. That's up to you. You can do this on a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet. The only things to be careful of on the protein with vegetarian and vegan diet is to make sure you get the right amino profile. So you might have to supplement it. A lot of people that are on vegetarian diets or vegan diets might not quite get the leucine amino or things like this. So you have to check to make sure you're getting the right. It can be done. It's just a bit more complicated. What I would say about protein, obviously get your protein from the best source you can, i.e. animal protein. Your fats are better to come from plant-based sources like avocados, oils, nuts, things like that. And the third principle is always eat whole foods. Never, ever, or try your best not to eat any processed foods. And the fourth key thing that I would do is just to lower your overall carbohydrates and cycle them when you need them. So if you're going to have carbs, I've done sort of keto. The reason why I keep my carbs low is because it's better for body inflammation, which is better for overall health. So my goals are not just building muscle. I'm looking at overall health and longevity, and I want to keep my inflammation super low. So I don't eat carbs. The worst type of carbs are processed carbs. So obviously don't eat processed carbohydrates. If you're going to eat carbohydrates, eat whole foods carbohydrates, and also eat them at night in the evening, because that's where you top up your muscles with glycogen so you can train in the morning. There's not much point eating carbs in the morning because they send you to sleep. If you're training in the morning, you won't be using the carbs from your breakfast. You'll be using what's stored in your muscles from the night before. So it makes sense. Eat the carbohydrates at night when you're ready to go to bed, and then you don't mind being tired from them. If you're going to eat carbs, I would eat whole foods carbs like potatoes, things like this, maybe a bit of rice. Stay away from bread if you can, and anything processed, of course. Don't eat chips, especially if they're covered in canola oil. A lot of chips are cooked in canola oil, and that's very inflammatory. In terms of fats, obviously avocados, nuts, oils, good quality oils. I use olive oil and avocado oil, both good quality oils. So yeah, how do you select the right diet for you? Well, you've got to try these things. If you want to look at my other videos I've done on the whole foods diet, which I promote, because that's ultimately important, I'll put a link down below. So just to recap the important points about choosing a diet. Number one, make sure it's protein focused. Number two, check overall calories. Keep calories low, because calorie restriction is the basis of long-term health. And don't eat processed food, especially not processed carbohydrates, because that will spike your inflammation, and you want to keep your inflammation low. Always eat whole foods diet. So just to recap on the fundamentals, always prioritize protein first. Keep the overall calories under control, low if you can. Don't overeat, because keep controlling your calories is the absolute fundamental thing in health and longevity. Don't eat processed foods, especially not processed carbohydrates, because that'll just spike your inflammation. You want to control your body inflammation, because again, that's for overall health. And that means you're eating a whole foods diet. And if you do those things, you can play around with all the different variants. Have a look at the video I've done on the whole foods diet. I'll put a link down below. And if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Hope you enjoyed that. See you all next time.